Hello everyone, this is Mark Rivera of GenreOnline.net, and today I have a review of Diamond Select Toys Star Wars Kylo Ren 1/2 scale resin bust. This bust is actually created on behalf of Diamond Select Toys by Gentle Giant Limited. These are the images of the box. It doesn't quite have the same sort of premium box that you would get from, say, Sideshow or Hot Toys or Diamond Select in terms of the various angles with the two different shades of gray and black or whatnot, but nevertheless it is a nice looking box. Star Wars on the top, the edition number's on the bottom, but I have the certificate of authenticity for that. Okay, it's part of the Legends in 3 Dimensions series. Okay, and on the back you have some biographical information on Kylo Ren. I'm just gonna put it over here like this so that hopefully you all can pause it and read it. Okay, and actually the number is right here. This is number 341 of 1000. Okay, now I'm gonna bring about the statue in a moment, but I just want to also show you that it does come with the certificate of authenticity in the box, which is pretty typical with the Gentle Giant Limited statues, where it is usually some sort of a card. Okay, now I'm going to bring you the statue, and I'm also going to do some comparisons here because, okay, this is supposed to be half scale. Now, I was kind of surprised that it was kind of short, okay? And I'm going to compare this to some Sideshow Collectibles half scale. And in the end, I'm going to ask you all to give me an opinion as to whether or not you think this is truly half scale, and perhaps I am misjudging, okay? And if any of you have bought this and have any, comments to share, please don't hesitate, because this is not just about me showing you something. This is about other people looking and trying to make a decision. So while you may be imparting to me information, you're also imparting to others information that can help them. And that's really what counts most, is that we all help each other, especially in these dark times. So this version of Kylo Ren is circa The Rise of Skywalker, and based on, I believe, some sort of technique in Japan, the reconstruction with the red lines on the armor or the helmet is the inspiration for that. Was inspired by that, and that's the reason why it looks the way it does. Now, it's a nice hefty weight. He's got some weight to him, but at the same time, he's not like so heavy that you couldn't hold him. You know what I mean? He's very, he's light, comparatively speaking, compared to some other half scale statues, or busts, I should say. So we're going to I'm just going to put him back on the Lazy Susan rather than do it that way. But you could see now, you got the detail in the back. Okay, so you see like his cloak in the back, and if you look beneath the neck, you see well, not much really back there, but you get some idea. And you can see the dents in the helmet and stuff, which go accurately to the premium format figure that I reviewed several years ago. That's also on this channel that you can check out. Outside of that, it's an actually pretty nice looking piece. And one of the things that's great about this piece is that it's about $100-something. So you're getting a really nice hand-painted, 1/2 scale statue, or as I like to call it, Hobbit size, of the new Supreme Leader of the First Order here. And you can see some nice detail. And I like the base in itself. The base is meant to invoke Kylo Ren's lightsaber, complete with the wires sticking out and stuff like that. So basically you have this lightsaber-like base. Then let me move this closer. Just give you some better, hopefully this looks better for you all to see the detail. So it's nicely painted for the most part, I would say. Especially considering, once again, this is a fairly inexpensive piece as far as, you know, limited edition Star Wars collectibles are concerned. Okay, so you see that red wire is reminiscent of his lightsaber, and basically here you have the chin, if you will. Well, not the chin, but the part of the chest, his suit. It's all one piece. And now we'll get a good, nice close-up of the mask right here. Okay. And, you know, this is what the side looks like. And I even investigated this because I thought to myself, is this a defect? And it turns out that it's not actually. It is screen accurate, so that's a nice thing to know. I got that information from both looking at photos from the actual, you know, prop used in the movie, as well as comparing it to the version that's on the premium format figure that Sideshow Collectibles makes. So basically, here you have, I hope, a nice look at what the helmet looks like, etc., with the cracks and all, and battle damage. Now, I'm going to show you all what I mean while I'm not sure of the scale, okay? I have two Sideshow Collectibles Legendary Scale busts, and I'm assuming, which I could be wrong, considering when they make Legendary Scale figures, which are half scale, that the Legendary Scale busts are supposed to be half scale as well. I could be wrong on this. Anyway, this, I'm going to move this off the Lazy Susan for a moment because this is lighter, and I'm just going to put Darth Sidious on here because he is super heavy and solid. Now this, I'm not reviewing Darth Sidious now, but the reason why I have him here is I want to compare the size of his head, he's supposed to be half scale, to Kylo Ren. Now, when I first looked at these two together, I thought, okay, it may be shorter than the Sideshow Collectibles half scale Legendary Scale stat bust, but it seemed as though that the heads were about the same. And then again, and it's still a little bit hard to tell, but then, you know, I had my brother look at it with me, and he felt that the Kylo Ren helmet was smaller. But then again, as you can see with the Darth Sidious Legendary Scale bust, he's got this huge cloak on, and that does add to some of the illusion. So if we put these two together, okay, I'm going to do a sideways comparison. Hopefully, I realize this might not be the best way of doing it, but, you know, they're right next to each other. I would like to know if you all think these two are truly half scale. And if I'm wrong, if you want to let me know what they are, I'd appreciate it. But, you know, first off, this is also a much taller piece to give you an idea of how much taller it is. And this is really heavy too. This is Darth Sidious, and this is Kylo Ren. So he's tiny compared, but then again, this is a different statue altogether, and a different manufacturer, and a whole different look. There's a lot of reasons why one could be taller than the other. But once again, excluding height, are these two truly in the same half scale? I'm not 100% sure. Now, another example I wanted to show you all is the Alien Warrior Legendary Scale bust by Sideshow Collectibles, which I also have. Now, this one is a great piece, but the thing about it is when it came out, and when this first came out, maybe around 2013 or so, a lot of people felt that this was not half scale, that it was too small to be an alien. And I can understand why, because in the movie, and if you've seen, you know, life-size replicas of the head of the xenomorph from Aliens and whatnot, it's freaking huge. So I can't really say for certain why this particular thing might be smaller. But then again, you know, I'm assuming, giving Sideshow benefit of the doubt, not that I'm going to return this regardless, because I've had this for several years and I'm very happy with it. I'm assuming that this is half scale. Now, let's compare it to Kylo Ren. Okay, Kylo Ren half scale by Gentle Giant Limited for Diamond Select Toys, and the Alien Warrior Legendary Scale Bust by Sideshow Collectibles. The head, this actually to me looks like they could be truly half scale in terms of the look of the two characters next to each other. But let's take another look and take the alien and put him this way, okay? And now let's put Kylo Ren here. Is it half scale exactly? You know, the head looks huge when I put it next to him, but it could be an optical illusion. You know what I mean? It could be something that it could be something, for lack of a better expression, where when one looks at it, because you have these two pieces in a certain way, that these busts and statues appear to be accurate, but then again, you know, without knowing exact measurements and how both companies constitute what they consider half scale as opposed to life size, there really is kind of it's difficult to judge 100%. Now, I would say from this appears to be both half scale, but once again, I don't know for certain. Now, the next and final test on this is leaving the alien where it is, since pretty much it's already comfortable there. Let's have these, because these are the only legendary scale, half scale busts that I own. Okay, so let's compare them to each other. Okay, this is the alien. This is Darth Sidious. Let's do the same head to head as if they were encountering each other. Darth Sidious, Xenomorph. Okay, let's back them up a bit. Okay, let's look at them. When I look at the Darth Sidious and I compare it to the Xenomorph looks like it's not half scale. It looks like it's smaller than half scale. But again, it could be that type of optical illusion where I'm sorry about that, where if you look at these two busts together, and the legendary scale bust for Darth Sidious, you know, it's got a very particular swirly, almost like a genie coming out of a bottle type of stand for it. It's taller, it looks bigger, etc. So it could be giving me the illusion, visually speaking, that it's larger, that the scale on the alien is not correct to the scale on Darth Sidious. However, let's just say put him here like this and have him next to him. Okay. What do you guys think? I'm not sure. All right. Now, these are really heavy, by the way. Well, Sidious is really the heaviest one, but, you know. But now let's compare the three. This is the three of them standing, you know, standing without me lifting up anything or whatever. Granted, there is a slight height elevation from the Lazy Susan here, but nevertheless, you see the three legendary scale, well, the two legendary scale busts and half scale busts, they're all half scale, okay, according to the manufacturer. So we have these limited edition numbered half scale busts, and, you know, in one way they look like they could all be, and at the same time, I'm not 100% sure, which is why I'm going to leave that final judgment to you all. And I'd love it to hear reading your comments if you think that these are out of scale, or if you have information for a fact, because that's good for everyone to know. All right, now I'm going to move Sidious back because he's distracting. You know, he looks like a warlock, quite honestly. And I'm going to move the legendary scale bust of the Xenomorph because, you know, he's kind of distracting. And, well, we're going to put little Kylo Ren over here. And here's the thing about the statue, okay, about this bust. I think it's a good value because it is a limited edition numbered item, okay? So this is, you know, once it's gone, it's gone. It's made out of resin, okay? But they tell you on the box exactly what it's supposed to be, and you're not paying sideshow prices for it. Now, granted, I saw at Comic-Con the life-size sideshow bust with and it was gorgeous. You know, I would love to have that, but you know, that was a little bit beyond my pay grade at the time. But when I saw this was coming out, I thought to myself, oh, this is perfect, you know. Unfortunately, it's a little short, but it could still be displayed easily, which is another plus. My point basically is if you look at these two behind it and you look at him, there is definitely, I think, in what I would say is a quality difference just in terms of the build material and the build quality. I would say that the sideshow pieces have really spectacular paint jobs. They're very detailed and they are very solid, especially Darth Sidious. I mean, that thing is heavy. However, you know, this is about, you know, $120, $100 something dollars. Considering it's limited edition, it is fairly screen accurate, if not completely screen accurate. And it is a nice piece. You're not paying for sideshow quality. You know, you're not buying sideshow collectibles. You're buying from Diamond Select Toys, who primarily do, you know, a lot of things for Marvel. They distribute comics, etc. They're not really known for building statues as far as I know. But what they do, which other companies have done in the past too, is they'll use somebody like Gentle Giant Limited as a contractor to build the pieces for them so that then they can pass it along to the consumer. And when you look at it that way, and I've had some, and I actually do have some Gentle Giant busts that are really, really detailed and nice, okay? And like if you look up my collection video from 2015, you can see some of them, and they're gorgeous, really screen specific. And they're smaller than this, but then you know, but they're not they're not being sold to you as a half scale bust. So Diamond Select Toys is giving you a limited edition, you know, resin bust, nicely detailed, but not necessarily in the quality that you might be used to from Sideshow Collectibles. But you know what? You're not paying Sideshow Collectibles money, so if you buy this, I don't think you really have a lot to complain about, which is why I'm still recommending it, because for the money, you know, what is it, number 341 out of 1,000 pieces, and the amount of money that it costs, that's a pretty good deal. It also came with this GentleGiant.com Star Wars little catalog, which I'll just open up for you so you can see what else they're producing. Okay, they have these smaller busts over here, including the Mandalorian. And this I found kind of interesting because I sold it, but I used to have the premium format figure of Luke Skywalker. It was like the very first one that was released, even before I started collecting, you know. And this looks almost like, of course, it's much smaller, but nevertheless, you know, they have these statues. Again, they're not sideshow quality, but I was pretty impressed at how the Luke Skywalker looked. I mean, it's not something I would buy, but nevertheless, again, I felt that it was, you know, kind of neat looking, at least in the picture. And they also do jumbo versions of the original Kenner figures. And as you can see in the legendary half-scale, in the Legends half-scale bust series, not only do they have Kylo Ren, they have the Mandalorian from the Disney Plus series. Now, I have no intention of buying the Mandalorian, mainly because I have the Boba Fett helmet, and, you know, that's good enough for me. Okay, so let me just see. I think there's some pictures back here too. I don't know what these look like, crowns, and I have no idea what they are because they don't tell you. You know, this is basically trying to get you to join the Gentle Giant Guild. And I've never done that personally, so I can't speak for it. You know, but I guess some people like it because they wouldn't be advertising it if it wasn't selling. So here's the Gentle Giant logo, and here's the logo once again with the Star Wars on it, as well as the GentleGiant.com web address. So overall, you're getting what appears to be a half-scale piece. Good quality, not sideshow quality, but still good quality at an affordable price. So in my humble opinion, it's worth it if you want it. And there's only 1,000 pieces, and you know, they're all numbered and signed and whatnot. So if you want it, I highly recommend it. Let me just take a look at the bottom of the piece, because sometimes they may have a number or some other information. Not just the same old manufactured. Well, it has the number right here. And of course, made in China. Okay. All right. So thank you for watching. This has been my off-the-cuff review of Diamond Select Toys Star Wars Kylo Ren Legends half-scale bust. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and if you feel so inclined. And I appreciate your time and consideration. I hope to see you all in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.